Semifinal Saturday here in the state of Florida, the second leg of our Florida Swing back-to-back events. Last week was the Harris Chain. This week, the St. Johns River, the Maxim Tires Bassmaster Elite. We are halfway through this event, and we are halfway through with competition, and we're on pace, Such, for the Century Club. Corey Johnston alone by a big margin.
Yeah, 50 pounds, 11 ounces. He had a big bag, 27.8 yesterday, catching a big 7.10 to get up there and take the lead by 11.5 pounds, Ronnie.
Good morning to everybody at home. It is Saturday morning, and we are at the St. Johns River. We have cut the field from 103 to just the top 50 remain, and like we just said, Corey Johnston is the leader with 50 pounds, 11 ounces. Behind him, I'm not going to say right behind him, because Matt Airy has 39 pounds and 2 ounces, 11.9 off the pace right now. Everyone else right below Airy, though, is close. Bob Downey, and then you're followed by Chris Johnston, Ray Hanselman, Jacob Fouts. That's your top 6. Greg Hackney's going to be one to watch as well on Bassmaster Live today. He's 7th. Jake Whitaker. John Cox is back on Bassmaster Live, 9th. And Scott Canterbury. That's our top 10 as we head out for semifinals Saturday today. And about 15 minutes ago, they took off from Palatka City Boat Ramp, make their way down the river. Most of our competitors who have made the cut will be running down river. There's still about 25 anglers at the dock currently, based on how we send them from the first flight to the second flight, holding that second flight back just a few minutes. 50 pounds, 11 ounces on pace for the Century Club. And Such, he might not be on pace for the largest margin of victory ever, but it's got the recipes and makings of it. 11.5 pounds after 2 days.
Yeah, if he continues on his way, don't know if Corey Johnston's fish will hold out. He's in that Sand Springs area with several other anglers. You know, yesterday we had 8 bags over 20 pounds, and he was the best. I mean,
same day 1 and day 2. The only flip-flop was instead of Corey being down by 5 pounds like day 1, he is up by 11. We got to talk to a big mover, his brother, Chris, this morning.
Day 3, excited to go fishing, and I don't really know what the day has in store for me today. I caught 3 big ones yesterday early, sight fishing, and then I left 15 minutes to fish some pads that I had some bites on in practice, and I've been wanting to fish them, and I just didn't have time. So I fished those. I ended up getting a 4.5, losing a good one, and one followed me on the pad. So I'm gonna shake things up a bit today. I'm gonna go fish those pads to start, and it's a little overcast this morning. Wait for that sun to come up, and then I'm probably gonna give it 2-3 hours, and I'm gonna go in and sight fish, try and get 2 big ones. So ideally, I can get a couple big ones flipping pads, and then finish the day with 1 or 2 that I sight fish, and hopefully have over 20 pounds. But you never know what's gonna happen with fish.
You never want to doubt the leader and what they have, because Corey Johnston, he was doubting himself. Went in there yesterday not expecting it to hold up, and boy, did he catch them big. Almost an 8-pounder in there yesterday morning, and a couple other good ones, and that allowed him to have 27 pounds yesterday, which is why he jumped from second to well in the lead.
Well, you hated to see Caleb Summerall, who had our day 1 big bag at 28.8, only come in with 1 fish in the same area. He had a rough day. It was painful to watch.
A couple lost fish and a couple things not go his way. He wouldn't have been in the lead either way, but he would have definitely stayed in contention. Corey, though, made the most of the bites he got.
Yeah. Big one.
Using a little
freaking bass.
Bait caster action, a little bit of spinning rod. Using some perspective mode, and also his eyes visually in Salt Springs. But we've talked about it, and we've said it on the show. Today could be different. Chris just mentioned it. Low skies, cloud cover, a little bit of haze. Not going to be the greatest visibility.
Winds are supposed to start building later on.
Winds building. A lot of pleasure boaters could be in this area as well on a beautiful Saturday in the state of Florida. So we will see how Corey adjusts, but getting off to a good start this morning could be key for him, and he did that yesterday. And then late in the day, he caught probably one that called him a pound or 2 at the end of the day, helping him get to 27. With about 15 minutes left before he had to leave and come back. Corey Johnston leaving the dock in the lead. Matt Airy second. This is Bob Downey. Welcome back, Bob. He missed the Harris Chain of Lakes event because he was back home with his family as his wife gave birth to their little boy Jet.
Jet, yeah.
He mentioned yesterday, Jet, he needs to catch more Jets, which are 7+ pounders.
7'13" baby, and he rolled 2 7s yesterday. 7 and I think a 7 1/4.
Bob's looking for a couple baby Jets today in 3rd place, and he is a guy who got 2nd last time we were here.
Quintuplets, Ronnie. We're looking for quintuplets.
That was just pictured was Ray Hanselman rolling out in 5th place. Corey Johnston right here.
Heard the guys talk about big 30-pound bags. They're out there swimming. They've seen them, but nobody's really landed one too close to 30, 2.5 pounds away from Corey.
We've seen a good amount of people in Rodman, none of which have been in our top 10 this week other than covering Rick Clunn, but we could have and should have someone on camera today in Rodman that is dialed in as we go out with Matt Airy doing his normal lily pad flipping to start his day.
Corey will do his all. You know he wants a blue trophy. He's won an open with us, and his brother and Gussie have got.
Well, we were going to go straight down to the spring and start, but we delayed it a little bit with all this fog. I'm already starting to see a little bit of blue in the sky, not much. Looking at the wind forecast and things like that, taking that into consideration, I think we're going to flip the main river channel for a little while, see if we can't put a few in the box before we head down that way. And we could pull the plug a little sooner than later, but we're just going to see. The next 30 minutes is going to make a big difference on what we do. We get a couple bites, we'll try to catch 4 or 5, and then we'll make our way on down. But in the meantime, we'll put our head down to flip for a minute, and been able to get quite a few bites every morning out of these pads on the main channel, especially with this outgoing tide. And we'll see how it plays out today, though. We may have to pull the plug on it a little quicker today, just depending on what this fog does or this haze that we got going on here. Clears up, I'll get on down there where I can start trying to work on where those bigger bites have been coming from for me.
So we're watching footage from yesterday from Matt Airy. He did balance the game plan pretty well, flipping some pads in the river and then running down to Salt Springs to sight fish a few of his keepers, which was good. He said he probably could have called out his whole bag. Greg Hackney's hooked up. This looks very familiar. Keeper number 1 for Hackney.
Clouds are expected to break around 9 o'clock, Ronnie, and the winds, that's when the winds are going to start building too.
Well, they need a little bit of wind right now to move this fog out of here. Tommy Sanders said it yesterday. He said the 3-letter word fog. It's not like it is in February, but there is a hint of overcast haze in the background there, which could help guys like Greg Hackney possibly utilizing shad spawn fish today. Some guys in various places on the river will utilize that well. One more cut to go. We will cut it from 50 today down to the top 10 for Championship Sunday. As they're sending in the second flight of boats. Coverage will begin a little bit earlier. 6 minutes from now, we'll be on Fox Sports 1. As soon as live sports concludes, we will jump in there as well. 7:30 to 10:30 Eastern time on Fox Sports. We'll have live mix going with angler commentary on Bassmaster.com. We will see you all day in St. Johns River.
There she is. Yeah! Yes, sir! Woo! Yeah! Oh my God! Yes! Let's go!